Good morning, guys. It is Monday morning. We've had a pretty terrible weekend. We had to put Boo to sleep a couple of days ago because he was at the end of his heart failure, and it was in the last week he'd really deteriorated, and we did everything we could. We kept taking him back to the vets, and we changed all the meds around and all the different combinations. He had scans and all sorts right till the very end, and then the vets basically said with the last medication that he had, like, this is the last thing that they can basically do. And then in the last week we noticed a real deterioration in Boo, and the vets had said to us that, because we'd asked, like, when will we know, it's like time, and they said he will have more bad days and more bad time during the day than good, and that's what it came to in the end. And the night before we put him to sleep, we just said that it has got to a point where it just felt unfair on that night, and it was like debilitating really to watch him suffer. So we had a really nice guy come from that we organised through the vets, and he came to put him to sleep. We held him in our arms, and I feel at peace with the decision, because the man said that his heart it sounded like a thunderstorm because he had so much water build up on his lungs.
Yeah.
And he said we made the right decision at the right time, because if we'd have left it any longer, it wouldn't have been a nice experience, and he would have effectively ended up drowning because his water would have filled up on his lungs.
Yeah, it was the most perfect time we ever could have done.
He said the timing was literally just bang on, and Boo was barking as the guy was in, how chihuahuas and just dogs do in general, like, who's this stranger in my house? And the guy said it's absolutely the right time, because he's still got that sassiness about him, but his body is really struggling, and I can hear that now.
Yeah, I think what we'll talk about in this on a separate vlog at some point is all of the process and stuff, because I think it would help people, because there's so many things, like hard to know when's the right time or what the process is, but
yeah,
ultimately we are so happy with the decision of the timing, weren't we?
Really.
But it was so...
We will talk about it more in detail when we can, but the guy was like, and I want to actually give his contact away, because for anyone else he was lovely. Fur babies are literally there, no children. He couldn't have been a better person to do it, and I said to him that he was made to do that job, because even just the way he described Boo as a child throughout the whole putting him to sleep, and yeah, he was looking at Jack and he was in my arms when they did it. His
way with words was the most comforting you could ever feel in a very difficult situation, and I'd 100% get in contact with him for our future dogs.
Yeah.
Future time.
You just always, I know this sounds crazy and it sounds a bit maybe knobbish, but you just think, oh, it's just never going to happen. It's just not going to happen to me, don't you? About your dog going,
yeah.
Because you just think they're going to live forever, or I don't know.
Even when we got told he had a rat up to a year to live, I still even thought, I think he's going to actually live to 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because he's different and he's special, and I think we all think that about ourselves and our dogs,
people that we love. Yeah. So the house, you woke up really upset this morning, didn't you? Because usually when Jack goes to let the dogs out, Boo's like the last one in, and then the other two, Kiki and Buddy, they always run back into their bed, and Boo always waits around to see like what you're doing, like, oh no, I'm not a dog, I'm coming with you.
They head to their bed because they're happy in their bed together, whereas Boo, he takes a diversion to the stairs and he waits at the bottom of the stairs like, I'm not going with them, I come with you, I'm in your bed. And there's just little, at the minute, today is Monday and this was on Saturday, but we'd known the last 8 months, we'd known the last couple of weeks that it was really, really getting close. It was kind of make a decision time, so we knew it was coming. But what we kind of experience at the moment is just, you don't realise how much of your routine that your pets are, like every morning, every tablet, every food, every walk, every night, everything. So it's extremely difficult at the minute, and it's hard. I think I feel it more. I've really struggled this morning, and so have you, because obviously we've got stories, so there's no time to really just sit and grieve, because obviously you're a parent, and also we have cried in front of her because we do think it's good to share emotions and not make them feel like they have to suppress anything, but at the same time you don't want to traumatise them and make them feel really deeply about the loss either. So we've been suppressing and holding a lot of feelings in over the weekend, and obviously we've also had to like share our new launch and stuff on Instagram, and behind the scenes we're really struggling. I think Saturday was the day. Sunday was a day with Story and we had her cousin or niece over, Lila, and it was an action-packed day, so you're kind of distracted, and it was a weekend. And then when you're back to the weekday, you feel like, okay, today's the start of the week, and
the week that we usually have with him and the routine.
And yes, Story goes nursery, and then I feel like it's given us a lot more time to just whack us, because, and
also just like seeing people, not that they know, but just like when you don't feel yourself, you struggle. Like I personally just struggle to be myself, and like if someone asks you if you're okay and you're not, it's just not nice. But yeah, we're on the way to a bathroom meeting, and we needed to address this before we go for a bathroom meeting. I'm hoping this is going to cheer us up a bit, but
yeah, so we're about to go into the bathroom meeting in about 1 minute, and we've got Jay there.
My mum's bestest friend in the world. I'm not in the screen. My mum's bestest friend in the world.
So it keeps rotating as I turn around a corner. And
it's his son, so he's like family, her son, and so he's like family to us basically, Jay is, and he's doing a bathroom and he knows all about Boo and everything, so
so he does know, but we're there in 30 seconds, so we're gonna pull it together,
and we'll talk
positivity,
and we'll talk more about this in another vlog.
We'll talk,
because I really do want to share the guys' details, Bruce,
100%.
Because
So anyway, guys, we're headed in. We're at, I think it's called, is this it? Oh, Royal Stones.
Yeah.
I think we're on the way to Birmingham, and we're looking at some tiles, I believe. So I forgot to get a knife and fork, so I'm eating my chicken raw dog. But we're just having a little chat actually. I think the mourning process with Boo is coming in waves, and we keep saying lots of different things, so we're like, we wish we did this or could have done that. Oh,
sorry if I've got food in my teeth, guys, but yeah. Just feel sad. I just feel sad that I've been a bit guilty that I went away. It just sounds silly because I actually did a life coaching call before I went away, because I think I've mentioned this before, but I get really bad mum guilt for like everything basically. And my life coaching call with Zav really helped me like think about my trip differently, because it's hard. Like Zav's life coaching like method basically is like everything stems from me first, and that is a very like, it's a mentality that's hard to really get into when you're a mum, because it's like, it feels like it's child first, not you first. So sometimes it's a bit, I can't explain what I really want to say, but yeah, it's and I was fine. I was absolutely fine with that story, and I think my call with him really helped. You know, obviously I really missed it, but like how I thought I was going to be maybe before I had the call was like debilitating. Like,
yeah.
Anxiety, but it's something I knew I needed to just like do, because like I've said, like I don't know whether I've said this before, I said it on Instagram, it's something that's been almost like a dark shadow, which sounds very dramatic, but if you've ever been somebody who's like hyper fixated on something, like let's say for example somebody who's like wanted a nose job for like their whole of their life, it's one of those things that just weighs heavily on you. Now mine was not something I was like born with, because I had great teeth before, but I have massive teeth regret of ever messing with my teeth. And I actually spoke to a few people who said the same on Instagram, that like this is something that really plays on their mind, like the fact that they've ever like started with their teeth to begin with and they just want their natural teeth back. So it's like, it's one of those things that's just constantly like weighed over my mind, and I just thought I just need to do this. And especially if we're going to go and have IVF again, like, you know, doing it with 2 kids or a newborn, I'm looking at like years away, and potentially having this thing just constantly still in the back of my mind. So it's just back to what I was going to say, is that like it's weird that I've come back and now I don't feel like massive guilt over leaving Story. Like you saw her myself on Instagram, she's like hi, and then straight into the bag for the presents. Like of course she missed me and I missed her, but one thing Zav said to me is that she'll want you, but she's not going to need you. She's not going to need you because she's got her dad. She's got like her structure. She's got my mum. She went to Jack's mum's.
My mum.
She had preschool.
And she's got me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. And that's what I said to start with. I didn't want to say you.
No, but I find that funny. Like, I can go away for a week and I wouldn't think anything of it. Well,
No.
Obviously I would, but when it's a woman or you,
it's different.
It's different, isn't it?
It isn't different, but people view it differently. But yeah, it's weird that I'm now feeling guilt for leaving Boo, because I just didn't know that obviously there wasn't a lot of time left. We knew that he was deteriorating, but he really deteriorated in the last few days that I was back.
Yeah,
you
quite
knew
quickly, didn't he?
You said that his cough had got worse, but like we just saw it in the way where when he comes and lies on our bed at night, he was shifting around a lot, and you could just tell he was uncomfortable, and his breathing during the day was very laboured.
Yeah, a lot of it was from his breathing rate, and he had a lot of medication, and the medication helped for a long time, but when they said like you're up in the medication, we upped it to the max dose, plus started giving rescue doses, which should only be used sparingly, and it wasn't doing anything. So when he's uncomfortable like that breathing,
that's when you know
trying to catch his breath.
That's when you know it's just becoming like you're keeping him alive for you and not for himself, and it's unfair.
Yeah.
But we definitely did it at the right time. It's just sad because now I feel like I could have had like 11 days more.
Yeah,
with
but
him.
it is so sad, and my brain's playing over different versions of that. But we ultimately got 8 months extra because we found out 8 months ago that he had this thing, and we did absolutely everything. I honestly we went to a specialist cardiologist, so it wasn't a normal vet, it was a heart scan vet, which, you know, knew everything about what his condition is. You know, it wasn't cheap either. Like, we went regularly, and
from a medical
I
side,
messaged
we did
them.
everything.
Yeah, and I messaged them. I got them on WhatsApp, and I would message them videos almost every day. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, he he's breathing like this. Is there anything that we should be doing? Like, and they were unbelievable. And they were called Sarah Smith cardiologists in Derby, and they're so kind and
Personable.
responded, and all the way through, like no questions that I was.
There was
shook
never
at
just,
them.
I'll just leave it now. It was like, well,
No.
I can try this.
Like, that you go there for the scan, but then I messaged them like for the next 4 months until the next scan, like every day, like, hey, what should we do? Let's tweak the stuff. So there isn't anything else actually. So I think we've got to stay positive and say, look, we've got an extra 8 months longer, because if we didn't find that, which is so we got.
It just comes in waves, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
you're all right, and then you just get a minute, and you're like, it's just like just the thought of going home.
So I've got to plug this in.
Just the thought of going home tonight and it's not being at home is really sad. Just like, you know, you normally come home from work and there's 3 dogs. And Boo's like, I don't know whether we said this earlier, but Boo's like the anchor. I just had deja vu. Boo's like the anchor of like all of the dogs. I feel like he's like not the main dog, but he's like the dad of the dogs.
He's the oldest.
It's like Boo feels like a child and not a dog. They all feel like children, but I can't explain it. It's like, you said the other day, didn't you? It's like, you just feel like Boo's so wise, like, he only needed to look at you and you knew what he wanted.
Yeah. There's so much. With Boo, we had Boo for our whole relationship. So, what this is kind of it's kind of like the awareness is now like, obviously Boo's passed, and the positives are he lived to an old dog. Do you know what I mean? He's not died at 5 or something. He lived to an old age, and the great thing is he didn't just die suddenly. We knew that he was going to die, so we had a lot of time to prepare and enjoy the time with him. But what's really like hitting home is how fast 10 years has gone by, and it's like a reflection point on all of this time that me and Tay have spent together. Boo's been there with us almost from the start, and it just feels so sad that all of that time has gone, and I don't feel like I've been in the, obviously I was in the present at the time, but I feel like
It's very hard
like
to be present.
what the fuck's happened? Like, what, we were at our first house, then we were in our second house, then we were in Marbella, and then we're in our next
Like,
house.
how do you be a more present person and
And
enjoy it more?
he was obviously through all of that, and then I'm like thinking, fucking hell, like we've grown together through all of that, and we look back at pictures and go, I don't even feel like that was us, or that.
I think it's
And
what
it's
it's
scary,
what it is
is
as well.
what
It's
it
like
is.
Boo's a constant. You know, like you go home, he's there. Like every night, he's there. Like,
Yeah, every single thing, like when we first got a house in Charnford, or when we went Marbella, like we drove with them 4 days, and like they've been with us, and I seen something that made me feel quite happy actually. Not that take them to a different country means a lot, but they said like a dog's world is as big as you make it, so walk them long and far, or something like that. So they only see what you see. So if you only, I don't know, walk them to the road and back, that's all they see. Whereas if you take them far, and I was like, do you know what, we've done Boo proud, because we have took him bloody everywhere, haven't
Yeah.
we? Like we did a
Even
stint
we
in
said
London
earlier.
for like 4 weeks. He didn't like London. We weren't keen, but he wasn't like a busy road walker, and I thought he tried
he's
that.
a country bumpkin.
Country guy. He is a sun guy. He did like
Sun
Marbella
worshipper.
because
And he absolutely loved. We need to message them. We've not messaged them yet. But Boo had a doggy daycare that he went to with the
Yeah.
other dogs when we lived in Marbella, and they became like a bit of like an extension of family, didn't they?
yeah,
Hadley
we had Hadley's the main guy and his wife and all of the workers there. So
they absolutely loved our dogs.
Spain,
They called them the mafia.
The mafia, the three musketeers, because all of the dogs. So what would happen is they'd go there for 2 days a week, because when you're in Marbella and you don't see, like, I don't know, your parents and stuff. Like, it's nice for the dogs to get out and see other dogs. And they absolutely loved all three of our dogs, and they would take them on a massive walk, and then they'd take them around their kind of fields. But there was probably like 15 dogs, and all the other dogs were like Alsatians, Labradors, like massive dogs. And they said our three would go in and cause carnage. They'd
walk in like they own the
do
place.
all of the perimeter, then they'd start barking at everyone, and it was like they're like a little gang, the mafia. And you think he has done all of that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and like, you'd see the pictures, because they always sent pictures every day, and like Boo would always be on someone's lap. And Hadley then used to transport them back when we came back to the UK. That he used to stop off at different hotels, like motels on the way, and he used to sleep in bed with all three of them. That's like how much they like loved them.
We did do the journey, and then Hadley, that's what he does. He drives back from Spain to the UK, and he has a set route, and he has these set hotels that he can stay in. So we used to get him to do it, and they loved it. And he would stop every hour or whatever, walk them, and then he would send his updates, and he's like, we've just got to,
we'd have like Calais, an ETA when they got back.
We'd track him, and yeah, you think they've been bloody everywhere. They've been in France, they've been everywhere in the UK. So I think we've got to look at the positives, but I think there's also like loads of craziness that you keep thinking, like, you're thinking that now, that's not fact. And yeah, with Boo, what feels, I don't say different, I think I'm mourning this, different to Kiki and Buddy. I think this is definitely construing facts, is I feel like this is not a shade at them, but a positive to Boo.
You're not throwing shade at my other dogs.
No, what it's a positive to Boo is that I feel like he was connected to us from our souls, where he would look at us and we would know him and he would know us, and that was a special thing he had.
The other two are a bit more loopy.
Well, I would, yeah.
They're a bit more just like what they are is they're less personal. Like Boo loved to sleep in our bed, and he hated it wasn't when he couldn't sleep in our bed. And them two would sleep downstairs, because even if we put them in our bed, they'd go and wait by the door in our bedroom to go downstairs. But Boo never wanted to be out of our bed, and we used to wake up and he'd be not in his like later stages, he'd always be at the end of the bed because he'd get too hot. But before he got ill, he used to be, we'd wake up and he'd be in the middle of both of us in our pillows, and we'd like be spooning him. And and
that's,
and he always used to go to lick he never would have wanted to lick my feet, which I can understand, but he always wanted to lick Jack's feet. So he'd go down to the bottom of the quilt and lick Jack's feet, and then he'd stay down there.
Nice feet.
And he'd just go to sleep. And not about 4 days ago, maybe a little bit longer, he went down to start to lick Jack's feet, but he was up within like 4 seconds, because obviously he was struggling to breathe. But it was just like a little sign of like something that he still loved but he couldn't do anymore. On his last day, because obviously we knew from the morning, Jack ran the vets in the morning and said the whole situation, and we just knew it was time, and they said they're going to come round between 12 and 8, and in the morning we took him over to Jack's mum's, who's got like a field, and we took him on a walk, and we gave him, like, he had a packet of sweets with Story.
We gave him
had
everything.
Like egg sandwiches, sausages, bacon.
Like 10 chews.
He had about 10 chews.
And do you know what, on his last day, like, I gave him a load of rescue doses of the tablets. I thought, like, just give him everything this morning, and he seemed great. He's so good. Like, even his heart rate had dropped for the lowest time in about a month. And actually ChatGPT'd it and said, oh, you know, he seemed great, you know, have I made the right decision here? And it says absolutely, like, it can't have been terrible for months. And then it's almost like a nice sign that on his last day he was actually
had a good day.
Good. Whereas I was thinking, like, fucking hell, could have got another week out of him kind of thing. But
It would have
the
been
night
for us.
before, the good day, he was it was just traumatic. So it's like, no, you can't think.
And the man said it any other time it would have been for selfish
Self-
reasons.
yeah, so-
because he said his heart on the, like, whatever it's called, sounded like a thunderstorm.
Yeah, so it's, you think all of this crazy stuff that isn't true. So that's what we're going for at the minute.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you posted with what we got. What day is it? Monday. What we got going on this week.
Got work tomorrow. Work in the office tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a weird adjustment.
I think what we're definitely going to do is...
I just feel like my main feeling is I just feel really overwhelmed. Like, I can't explain it. I can't, it's probably, you know, like, I can't imagine how, I've never experienced like a loss before. Like, my dad's parents, they didn't have anything to do with my dad. So, even at their funerals, although we went, you know, we had no connection to them.
Yeah.
Jack's had it once with his...
Well, I've had it with my
granddad and your grandma.
granddad and my grandma, and they was very different. My grandma wasn't right, and she wasn't well from about, I don't know, 89 to 96. So it was kind of like a 7-year coming of her deteriorating. So she wasn't there for many, many years. Her granddad was very much like a best friend to me, just born 60 years apart. We had exactly the same sense of humour. He did everything with me for the whole of my youth, took me everywhere, and he died suddenly. So that one was a shock. We were in Marbella at the time, and that absolutely ripped me to part. But what I'd say is different about this, I wouldn't say one was more than the other, but my routine with my granddad was just to go around when I was in the UK to see him once or twice so we can text him. So obviously I couldn't text him or call him because obviously he died, but my day-to-day routine, he wasn't in that, so it was deep and it was horrible and it was hard. But what's strange about Boo is everything in the day-to-day routine involved Boo. It's like day-to-day,
Even just the fact that there's 3 food bowls, like in the dishwasher, there's 3 food bowls, and like Jack said, we order our food online for the dogs, and like the fact that you have to shrink the food down.
Yes.
Yes, it's one of them things that I feel like is just always going to be there, isn't it? You know, like you think about it and it's just really sad. It's just my friend said to me, grief is the price you pay for the sponge for the people you love.
Yeah, and I think like...
it's just a reflection of how much we love him.
Yeah, and with the way we feel, I feel like, yeah, well, that's...
because we
I'm
love him.
crying all the time. So I fucking love that guy. So that's... and I kind of don't want, like, in a weird way, I don't want normality to come.
Because you don't want...
Because then you think, well, then you just kind of forget, and then time goes by, and then you're like... So I think the benefit of this day and age is we've got like hundreds of videos and photos and stuff, and I like to... we've probably got YouTubes of him and stuff, so this is why I'm so grateful that we YouTube, because even like we'll look back at this in 30 years time, or even Story will, or if we've got other kids, and go, oh bloody hell, like look at that time, and it will bring you back to it. And that's why I'm so grateful that we YouTube everything, because even my granddad, I don't know when he died, maybe 7 years ago or something, I wish I got more videos and stuff, whereas with like Boo and we have got thousands of videos. So I think I'm going to get more videos.
Yeah.
I'm going to YouTube more, and I'm going to take some positives. So I'm going to live like, normally today I'd be stressing about got to get into work and stuff, but I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, if we want to have a little bit of Nando's and that, and I'm going to take that attitude going forward, because like, not that anyone could die at any point, but what's... oh,
it's not, no, you can't see it, it's just, I think it's a bit tear.
But it's like, let's have a good time. Do you know what I mean? Like, in reality, and I'm not thinking this again, is I could have had more time off work the last 8 months. I could have gone, do you know what? I'm going to have 2 weeks off work. Instead of having a 2-week holiday, I'm just going to have a 2-week, we'll spend time with Boo and stuff. And I could have done that. And if in hindsight, I probably should have. But the thing is, what is annoying is Kiki's got the same thing as Boo. It's more early stages, but she's still, she's still 9, so
It's probably gonna.
I'd guess
They said it's gonna. By the time she probably next coming, it would have progressed a bit more. Progresses every 6 months, I think.
Yeah, my guess is 18 months. So.
And the guy Bruce who came to put Boo to peace, he said that heart failure is something that it never stops or just goes, oh, we'll just get to stage 2 and then we'll call it a day. It's something that's a constant. I think things do change, like the dynamic changes with your dogs. Doesn't matter how much you love them, there's no way that you can give them the same amount of focus that you do when you become a parent, because before you're a parent, you know this yourself, if you're a parent, like what were we doing with our time before? And we all said that we were Jay's ringing me. Back in a second. We all said that like we were busy at the time, like, oh, I'm busy, but like when you look back, you're like, I wasn't busy. And you have all of that time where you're not busy, like, you know, with your dogs. And when you have, it's just like this weekend really, like we've had no time to really sit, digest and think about Boo as much as we're like in the present, like, you know, putting him to peace and everything. There's no time to just sit and reflect and to like grieve Boo's life, because you've got a toddler in front of you who needs you, and it's constant, and it's like there's no rest from that. And that's what day-to-day life is like when you go from being a being a person with dogs without children, and then you have children. The dynamic changes because obviously there's a human in front of you that's constantly needing your attention.
Yeah,
and I think
so
we you know, our dogs have slept on our bed nearly every single night, but like, you know, you think, oh, we need to, instead of just building our whole weekends around Story, how can we now build them around the dogs as well?
And then Story, like if we go, right, well, I know we're going to go to Braggate
What's going to be
Park
good
or
for
something,
all of them?
and then Story comes with us, whereas normally it was Story. And even little things like, I don't know, we bring all the dogs on the bed, Story would come on and start like jumping around and like
and then
knocking into them. So the first thing is like, oh, I'll go and put all the dogs out and downstairs, and that's happened, and just Story becoming a priority. And we're now going to flip that and go, okay, well,
how can we do both?
Let's do both. And yeah, Story had a late night as well with the day after Boo went, and honestly it was winding me up. Like, she never winds me up. I mean, she does wind me up, but I was just in bed and I wanted to just get out and cry, and she was just being an absolute awesome
nightmare.
I didn't go to bed for hours, and we were both in bed, like in her bed, like, come on, please go sleep. And then she was just like kicking me in the face, and
yeah,
I'm like,
she was like smacking my jaw
she
with her
was
head.
like whacking tail like this.
It's like toddlers just, it's like they know when you're feeling your absolute worst, and they just think, how can I make this day even better?
It's just winding us up.
It also at the same time though, this is like, my friend said this, having Story is also like a major distraction in a good way, where because you are like, you know, there's no time to, but you need that, but it is also good because, you know, you don't want to just sit and cry forever, which I fear we would if we didn't have Story.
Yeah.
We need to do what we can to make ourselves feel good and strong. Like at the minute, I've been eating so much shit. I feel crap about myself. We've not really been going. I went to the gym a few times when I was in Jordan, but I've not been a lot. And I think when you feel better yourself, we'll feel stronger. So we just need to have a good week of good habit. And yeah, no sad songs. As soon as a sad song comes on, I'm like, no, can't cope.
Really just a strange period. And yeah, I've had a strange period. Like, it's been a kind of lump in my throat or dark cloud. Do you know when you first wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, like, you wake up happy. This has happened the last few weeks, and you wake up happy, and then you remember something. It's like, oh no, it's only got a couple of weeks to live. Then you instantly, your days just drop down from like 100% down to like 10%, and the whole day, like, there's this something on my chest. So I feel like that's gone, and now it's a different lump, but I feel like it's getting better, and it's where we're at now. So
Yeah.
but Joe's something I will add in there, which was really sad, but it made me and Tay absolutely burst out laughing with absolute like shock. And
Can I just preface this, because I have this thing called, I think it's called immediate reaction, and I've had it since I was younger. That when someone tells me something really serious, it's like I don't know how to react, and so I burst out laughing.
Same.
which is which is evil. You know, if someone like just randomly could say to me, I mean, you have to be in a specific zone, like, I think, but it's like if someone just turned around and said, oh, like, you know, my cat just got run over. Sometimes you have this thing where you just, it's because it's like, it's almost a nervous thing, I think.
It's 100% a nervous thing.
Because you don't, yeah, it's weird. I know loads of people who have got it as well, because most of one of my friends, like, if they go to say something horrible to me, I'm like, sorry, immediate reaction, I can't. And then we'll talk about it seriously after I've had my moment, because I'm like, I'm so sorry, and they're like, no, it's not exactly the same. But
we were about to have Boo put to peace, and we'd been at my mum's, and my brother was there, and my mum has got a dog. It was kind of like shared with my brother, actually, and she was similar age to Boo, 10 years, so they grew up together.
We actually got them within a month of each other.
Yeah, and she's not been well for a long time either.
She had an underlying condition,
and basically we'd said goodbye to the family, and everyone was really nice, and we'd just done the final walk with like Lulu and Kiki Buddy Boo and
the whole pack. And
we were coming over, and obviously they're really sad for us, so we were on our way, and we'd met Bruce, and we were getting Boo into the room.
Bruce is the guy who came to put Boo to peace.
Yeah, so we gone in there, and then basically just as we were like getting ready to start doing that, I got a text from Maria, and she said, Maria
is Jack's our sister-in-law.
Yeah, and Maria put
I'll say it. Lulu's died.
And that was it.
That was, yeah, very right. Like so blunt.
So I was saying to Tay, and Michelle said, Lulu's died. And I put, what? I just text back, so I didn't want to be on my phone, but I just put, sorry, what? And she just put on the carpet.
Lulu's just died, yeah, just on the carpet.
I said, sorry, what on the carpet? I said, Lulu's died.
What?
On the carpet.
Like, bearing in mind, guys, we have just literally had a whole family selfie. I'm going to insert the selfie with Boo, like the last picture with Boo. We're going home to put Boo to peace. The whole family are there to see us. We've had that last walk with Lulu. Like, we're not thinking anything about Lulu. Like, you know, we know she's got an underlying condition, but we never knew that she was close to the, like,
no, none of us did.
And then literally we're on the way back to put Boo to peace, and she's died while we're there. And
within half an hour of Boo, and I've obviously, like, that we were laughing. I said, sorry, Bruce.
No, we weren't. We burst out in laughing. Immediate reaction.
My mum
we said it to him, and he was like, what?
Just died.
Even he was like, I'm sorry. He said only 10% dogs die like that, like from a natural condition,
yeah,
like
without getting put to peace.
Yeah, and he was like, that is mental. And he said, and I said, I feel like she sensed death was near for Boo, and almost like felt it and thought, you know what? It's actually my time to go as well. And just thought, I'm going to go with him. And literally, as we were on the way back, she's just laid down on the carpet. It's the carpet. It's the trigger for Jack. It's because it was the carpet. Because she said Lulu's just died on the carpet. But she had like a back leg, like, stop. I'm over my immediate reaction with it. Mine's only like in the first split second. Then I'm like, and then I go into serious mode. No,
it's not funny.
It's not funny. It's nerves. And then, yeah. Basically, she'd fallen asleep and then not woke up. And the only reason they knew is because a little poo nugget, the same as what happened with Boo, just as we'd put Boo to peace, there was a little poo nugget just right underneath him when we moved him, and the same happened with Lulu and Maria. Our sister-in-law went to scoop the poo away and was like, oh God, like, you know, I'm in someone else's house and there's a bit of poo there, and then realised she was gone. And yeah, we just...
I'm gone now. I feel like I'm at
School.
assembly and
I think it was just one of them things that we feel like they've like grown up together. She sensed it in Boo, and even Bruce said, Bruce said, like, you won't believe like how but also like how much they know and like how clever they are. He said because when Kiki and Buddy come back in to see Boo, which is like a thing.
I'm gone.
I'm going to gag you in a minute.
Help me.
He said
I'll get off camera.
They will probably have known like a minute before he even passes that he's about to. That's how like in tune they are, and they will have known that this was like kind of like a thing and that was happening. And we brought them in, and I thought Kiki especially would like whimper, either like try and nudge it with their nose, nudge him. Some
say like
that they don't do anything, and basically
anything.
Kiki was just like rolling around to get her tummy scratched next to us, and Buddy just didn't even come near him.
But what I would say is I've been speaking to my mum about her dog and
Lulu.
Maria, and my mum has just been
beside herself.
She's saying,
and obviously we went home and we said to them like, we had this big immediate reaction, guys, because we're so shocked. Like, how have we come away to put our dog to sleep, put our Boo to sleep, and then we've left and Lulu's died.
And we were walking 4 dogs this morning, and now we're all back round there with 2.
And they were like, no, same, like it's shocking.
And also we left Story with her mum and dad because we didn't want her to see like the passing of Boo, and then she sees the passing of Lulu.
She didn't end up knowing. She didn't end up seeing it because they were really smart and they'd like sorted out the situation before, you know, Story would see. But we have told Story, just to finish. We'll finish here. We told Story that Boo's gone to doggy heaven, and that he's in the sky, and when the star's in the sky, he's like the brightest star in the sky. And we said that's where, you know, poorly and old doggies go. They go to a place called doggy heaven. And so now Story keeps saying, sometimes she's like, oh, is there a star in the sky? Should we, like last night she said to me and Jack, she was like, oh, can we look outside to see if there's boo-boos in the sky, like a star? And now and then this morning, one of the first things she said, I don't know whether you heard this, she was like, where's Boo-Boo? Because she knows.
Yeah,
so then she's asking, so I'm like, oh, he's in doggy heaven. And then she's like, is Kiki there? She's like, oh, and then she keeps saying, I love heaven.
Yeah. So I'm sure any dog people out there, I'm sure you can relate.
I also want, sorry to interrupt you, I just want to make sure that we put in the link to how we found Bruce, and that if there's anyone in a similar position who's got to put their dog to peace, I don't know whether it's like a local thing or I think it was called
Leicestershire.
I think the company from the van was called Dignipets, because on the back of their van it said like end of life dignity for pets. But the guy, I want to say he was South African, because I've got family in South Africa and he sounded similar to them, but he might have been from New Zealand. I think that's really similar, but I cannot even tell you how much that man made that experience just that little bit more sentimental and amazing. And you even said, like, if there was ever a situation where you had to, like, put a human to peace, that is the person you'd want to do
100%.
it.
He's the type of guy I'd have talking at my funeral.
He
honestly.
just had such a way with words and such, like, an amazing, like, what's the word?
His way with words and his mannerisms and his energy and everything. Like, I would even have him travel. Honestly, wherever you are in the UK, I'd have him travel. I'm sure there's other great people out there, but I did not know what to expect or how much would be said.
Just wouldn't it be a warmer,
or how
more respectable, more trustworthy man to do it? And he was like, I said to him after, I was like, can I give you a hug, please? I said, you were made to do this job, because yeah, if there's ever someone you want to, like, kind of, I guess it's like choosing, like, almost like a vicar or a priest for a funeral. To
say some words for your family and stuff, like,
to do them justice. And we're going to, we've got a call today actually the place. I think it's called King's Hill or something. It's a local place about 30 minutes away, where we've chose to have Boo cremated. We chose to have him cremated because we don't feel like we'll be in our house that we're at forever, and we hate the thought of leaving Boo behind. So we chose to have him cremated so that we can have his ashes. We're gonna do a bit of like a funeral for him with like my family. We'll scatter some ashes in our garden, and we'll scatter some ashes in Marbella because he spent a lot of time there. And we're
gonna get some jewellery made.
Yeah, we're also gonna have some jewellery made, and we also got his like paw prints in clay, and they even get like the little nails in there as well, and that comes in like a box with his name on it. But yeah, we want to keep some of his ashes to do jewellery with, because I'd like to have a piece that I just wear forever, and so
yeah,
do you.
I would.
But we want rings if we can have
even
them.
If like I don't know if they give a gem or a stone or something, I'd even go and get some nice gold ring or something and put it on it or something. I don't know what
we
you
just
get.
want a piece of Boo with us forever, and yeah, that's what we've chosen to do. So when we go there, he'll already be cremated, and we'll pick his ashes up, and then we'll decide what we're going to do. We'll keep you updated on that, because I know there will be people in a similar position who, like us, have not done this before and don't know what they can do and what the options are. But if there is anyone local to Leicestershire, or even if not, and you can request Bruce, we've got to put his contact details, and we will put them in the description box, because it's a real sad time, and you need somebody like that.
100%. And yeah, I actually think we'll just end this vlog today, and just change it from a week, spending the week with us, to probably something around Boo, because this is probably close to an hour, so it doesn't make any sense to start with that and then do a kind of like day to day, because if you're just here for the day to day, you've got an hour of this kind of Boo.
Yeah.
So, okay guys, thank you for sharing that time with us. We appreciate you all, and it actually feels quite nice talking about this to a camera.
Problem shared is a problem halved.